Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you stopping by to hang out with me. I'm going to be working on a hat off my knitting machine, putting the final touches on it and putting the hat together. So thanks for joining me. And also I have been very sick and I'll tell you a little bit about that. Hey guys, thanks for joining me at my desk today. So I am going to take this hat off of the Sentro knitting machine. Now this is part 2 of making a hat. I had part 1 up on Wednesday, and so it's Friday and this is part 2. So I've got it to my desired rows, the length of my hat. And so what I'm going to do is just stretch my yarn across and kind of back, just to measure out to give myself plenty of yarn here for a tail. And then I'm going to snip my yarn. Now I'm going to thread my yarn on a needle. Now these machines do come with needles. Some of them come with like 2 or 3 different kinds of needles. Some of them come with a bent needle. I do have some metal bent needles and plastic bent needles, but I find this little needle right here works the best for me. It's not too tiny and not too big. So this is what I found works best for me. And you might find something else works best for you. If I can thread this on here. Okay, so I want to take my, I'm going to just stick my needle right there for a second. I'm going to take my yarn out of the little threader there, and I'm going to pull it around. This was the last needle that got yarn, so I'm just holding this tight so it stays on there. And then I'm going to bring about 3 pegs around, about 3 little needles around, and I'm going to start picking up the stitches. Can you see right there? I just picked up the stitch and I'm going to pull it through. And I'm going to go to the next one and just pick up that stitch. Pull it through. And this is what you're going to do all the way around. So I picked up those 3 that I had kind of brought around. Now I'm going to bring around about 3 more. And first, when you start using one of these machines, you might just want to bring 1 around at a time. Sometimes I'll do about 5 or 6, just depending on how, confident I'm feeling. What you don't want to do is let these stitches come off the machine when you're not ready to pick them up with a needle. So you do have to be careful that you're not letting them come off, before you're ready to pick them up. Friends, for the ones who are here every day and, know my battles, I have been so sick. Oh, I've been so sick all this week. It has been really rough. I did not get a video out on Thursday. I was just too sick. I was too sick for anything. It has been an extra rough week. I know sometimes I make it look easy. And, dealing with all the chronic illnesses that I have, sometimes I do make it look easy, but it's really not. It's really not, and it got the best of me this week. and I had just been dealing with a lot. And I'm not going to push myself, you know, I'm just going to take it slow and easy this weekend. So this is what you do all the way around. And I'm going to cut the video here and come back and meet up with you when we get to the end. Because this is boring. So I'm at the end where I just put on my last loop. This is where I had started. So this is the last one. So now it's time to just pull it off. I can take this off. Now I'm going to move my machine over. So this is what you get, a big old tube. So what we need to do is stretch these stitches out. You have to stretch your stitches long ways and to the side. So you take a few minutes to do that. I love the way this blue worked up. It is so pretty. I think the blue one is my favorite color of all of these 4 colors that I'm going to be doing. Wow, that is so pretty. And my machine did a lovely job. It did not drop any stitches, but I did, when I was picking up the stitches, I did skip one. Well, I had one that was still on the machine, so I'm just going to tighten this up. I'm going to make this one my inside. And so I've tightened that up, but what I'm going to do is take my needle. I put a stitch marker. Let me move to my other side of the table. Okay, so as I was taking my needle around and picking up all the stitches, I guess I couldn't see very well, and I did miss one because as I was turning it, they were coming off the machine, except this one was still stuck on there. So I could see that I didn't pick it up. But what I'm going to do is I tighten this up. And I'm going to take my needle before I take that stitch marker off because I don't want to let that stitch loose. I'm going to put my needle through that stitch. So that it doesn't drop. And then I can take the stitch marker off. Nice, nice, nice. That worked out nice. Okay, and then I'm just going to put a few stitches across here to, well, just to close up that hole. But I need to get my, I need to pull this through this way. I'm feeling for the needle. Now I'm just pulling that inside out to this end. So that's what I have. And then I'm going to take this end and just start closing it up. This yarn feels so good. It is really soft. It feels really nice. I'm so glad I picked up these yarns for these projects. Now I'm pulling the yarn that's from the inside part piece out. Okay, so I have this piece here. That's my inside. I'm going to take it and kind of just lay it over this way. And then I'm going to tighten up my outside one. And you want to turn your yarn in. Alright, and so what I do is, you have a lot of string here. A lot of string that you don't need. It's way too much. So I just kind of pull these tight, and then I'll cut my string to a manageable piece. And then I'm going to thread both of those on my needle. Alright. Now this is the hard part for me because I don't have strength in my hands. But you want to keep these kind of pulled tight together. And then you're just closing this up. But I like to go down a little bit deeper and pick up some of that inside layer. I like to pick some of that up and just secure that to the top here. But I try to keep all my stitches and everything close to this end. I'm just feeling in here to see. Alright, so now I'm going to take one strand out and just have one strand in. And I'm going to kind of go across to the other side. Alright, now I'm going to tie several knots right here just to secure this well. You want to tie tight knots, but you don't want to pull your string so hard that your yarn breaks, because I have had that to happen when I have gotten my husband or one of my boys to tie that tight for me. They take it seriously and they have broke the thread many times, and then you're left trying to secure that so your stitches don't come undone. Okay, now I'm just going to thread this back on my needle. This is really a quick process. It's not as long drawn out as I make it look. I used to could do this a lot faster, but you know, things in my life have changed, and now I just do it the best that I can. And you may have your own way of making all this come together, and that's great. Everybody needs to find their own way. Well, let me see. I tell you what, this cat, she's right here beside me, Sassy, she has not left my side while I have been sick. She has been all over me. When I go to get in the bed, normally I get in the bed and get comfortable and start watching something, and then she'll come in there directly. But all this week, while I've been so sick, she is in that bed with me before I ever get laid down and get comfortable. And then I, get up and go to the restroom. She's in there with me, waiting on me. Okay, so what I'm doing is just going through one layer and just pulling my yarn out, just to hide those ends inside the hat in between the layers. And then I cut it. But Sassy has been just following me. If I sat in here for just a little bit to see how I felt, and she would be right here with me, holding on to my arms. Alright, so here we have a hat, and I love the way this hat turned out. I love the colors. I love how this yarn feels. It's so soft. I think I'm really shocked about that. And then the hat is also the same on the inside. It made a beautiful hat, I will say. And this colorway was called Pool. Let me get my other skein of it to make sure. This yarn was called Pool Time. Pool, like a swimming pool. Time. But I love it. I love the way this worked out. I may have to get some more of this yarn for the purpose of using it on the knitting machine, because it is beautiful. Well, there you go, guys. Let me just back out so you can see all of my hat there. And I am going to take this and run it through the 22 peg needle machine and make a scarf to go with the hat with this. This is that big twist acrylic value yarn. It's just a variegated of different shades of blue. Pool Time. Very nice. Alright, friends, thank you for joining me today. I hope that I feel better soon and can enjoy playing with my yarn more. I hate being so sick, but it's just, that's what happens when you have all the chronic illnesses that I have. It just comes with it. And I deal with it every day. Every day. And sometimes it gets to be too much. But I'll be back, and I will see you all in another video, friends. Love you guys. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope that you have a blessed day. And remember, it's a beautiful day to crochet. And oh, Sassy's distracting me. I'm sorry. But I do hope you have a really good day. And I will see you in the next video, friends. Bye, guys.